See, today I'm going to give you just three pieces of advice where relationships are concerned, and this is universally applicable for boys or girls, okay, men or women. So you listen to these three and put your comments down below and let me know if what I'm saying is true or false. Now, the first one is, before I do start, remember, in a relationship, there is one person who sports the balls, as they say, who has the balls. It can be either the man or the woman. By that I mean, one person is in charge or one person has the upper hand. So, this advice might primarily be applicable to the person who has balls in the relationship. So it can be the man or the woman. Whomsoever has the upper hand in the relationship is the person with the balls. Okay? So now the first thing which I want to tell you is never make a person or treat a person as a priority if they treat you as an option. Okay? This is the first most important thing. See, in so many cases, it's like you will give so much of importance to that person. You will be there whenever the person wants you. You don't sleep until the person comes back. You take care of the person like the person's immaculate. But the person doesn't give a damn. Like, you will call the person 10 times, the person will call you one time. You will jump with joy when you see the person. The person doesn't show any reaction. Now, if this is the case, be careful. Because the person is very clearly giving you the signals, I don't need you. Now, I'll tell you where to differentiate this. Now, for example, in my wife's case, my wife jumps with joy when she sees me, I don't. My wife literally will not eat food until I come, or will ask my permission and will call me 100 times a day, and I don't. So you might say, oh, so Loy, you're treating her as an option, she's treating you as priority. No, but where the caveat here is, the difference here is I take care of her by paying all the money, all the expenses, everything else. Her life that she was living as a farmer is 100 times better. Whatever amount of money she needs, I provide her. She wanted to go to a family. She didn't go through the cheap airline. She went through the best. She wanted money for her father's insurance. She got it. She wanted money for the funeral. She got it. She wants something for the kid. She got it. She wants something for the mother. She got it. Now, I'm not saying this to brag, but I'm saying facts. If she wants to have any medicine, she wants to take any food, she'll get the best. Now, this money itself, to earn money every single day is not cheap and it's not easy. So it's my hard-earned blood, sweat and tears that I give. So it's a fair thing. I work day and night for her. See, she also does her bit. So that's the only difference. So the first one which I want to tell you is, don't make someone a priority if they treat you as an option. I make them my priority. I have stopped sleeping around with other girls or going with other girls. Whatever I do, I think about them, saving money, their future, their education, their insurance. Okay? So it's fair. Only thing is, I may not react the way she does, like jumping with joy and this and that. So that's one. The second one is, don't put the person on your head. If you do that, you'll regret it. Because if you put a person on your head like a monkey, you'll have to forever put them on the head. What do I mean by this? Have you seen relationships where the guy or girl get together and the guy starts praising the girl, oozing with enthusiasm, with showering her with gifts, taking care of her like no one else's business, praising her, writing poetry, admiring her, literally worshipping her? Have you seen such cases? Or you can even have the girl doing for the guy. Now, the problem with this is once you set a particular standard, you have to maintain it. And that is one of the primary reasons why most of these celebrity relationships, where they show off and they brag about how amazing the person is or how great the person is, it's short lived because you cannot maintain those standards. And the problem is, it's like this. Let's say you're working in a company, and when you joined, they give you a salary of $10,000. You're very happy and you start working hard. But after 2 years, they reduce it to $8,000. Are you going to be happy? And after 2 more years, they reduce it to $6,000. You'll be like, what the fuck is this? I don't like this. I'm not going to work here anymore. In the same way, in a relationship, if you give $10,000 worth of attention, praise, worship, and pampering, in the subsequent year you reduce it to even more, in the subsequent year you reduce it to even more, the person will think, why the fuck am I here? You kept me up here. I want the same standard, or I want even more. And remember, human greed never ends. It only increases. Okay? So that's the second piece of advice. The third one, let me add that. The third one, which is most important of the lot. Now that is, always make sure the person has to prove themselves. You know, it's very important. See, you have these relationships where people say, oh, I trust this person 100%. It's fine. You want to trust the person 100%. But here's my question to you. Can you trust yourself 100%, whereby you know for a fact you'll not make any mistake, you'll be perfect? It's impossible. It's impossible for anyone to be 100% perfect. We all are bound to make mistakes, correct? So in the same way, if we as human beings are bound to make mistakes, when you can make a mistake means you'll do something that you'll regret. So in the same way, for a relationship, if you trust a person 100% and the person makes a mistake, then who do you blame? You have to blame yourself. So that is why it is very important to always test the person, to always make the person prove themselves. And this can be in terms of every day you have a target, or every week you have a target, because otherwise the person becomes complacent. The person starts getting temptations, the person goes in the wrong direction. And the best example for this is, see, my wife, an amazing, incredible human being. But because of the lavish lifestyle I gave her all of a sudden, because of the access to cash which she never had, because of the lazy environment that she was now living in, where I was working, she was not. She was a farmer, now she's sitting at home. I just found out 5 years she didn't clean the house properly. Things are not maintained properly. She used to give me big stories that she's working hard, but I found out there was so much of work not done. And this was unacceptable. It came to the part so bad that I told her, never come back. Just stay back. You know, stay in your home country, never come back. I'll just send money. I don't need you here. Because it was a mistake that I made. I let my eyes off the ball. So it's very necessary for the person to prove every single day. So how do you do that? I've told my wife, every day there is certain segments or areas of the house you have to clean. I'm going to inspect. It has to be 100%. I don't want any excuses there. The child has to be looked in a certain manner, how I want it. So I'm taking charge of things and she has to prove it. And I give her assignments. Because obviously she's not earning. She's a housewife. I'm taking care of her. If she were to work in a company, the company would have targets, standards. You know, you can't be lazy about it, right? So in the same way, in the house, you need to prove yourself. Like I have to prove myself every single day by earning. I can't sit at home and do nothing. So every single day, make sure that you and your partner prove yourself. You by earning, and your partner by either earning or contributing in some way. And that will help a relationship survive in the long run. And see where all this dialogue, trust 100%. For me, even with money, I keep a tab. Where did you spend? What did you spend? What did you buy? Because otherwise, temptation can just get into your head. We all get tempted, right? So these are the 3 pieces of advice that I want to give you in terms of relationships. You can let me know if I'm right or wrong, and which one do you agree or disagree, or which one is the most important. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. This is me signing off. You guys take care.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying, or by magic, through others, or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Macedo is the best.